Good morning, guys. It's 6:40. I got up around 5. Took a shower with the geyser and ate some breakfast. Just waiting for JT to get up, and then we're gonna pack up and head into Cle Elum and figure out what our plan is for the next 2 days. Kind of just winging it on this trip, so I'll catch up with you guys here in a little bit once JT wakes up and we start packing up camp. JT's up. I was sitting and watching a movie and looked out the window and he's out packing up already, so I jumped out, got everything, my last few things packed up, and get the tent pulled down. Already pulled my bedding out. Tell you guys what, man, after using that geyser for the first time at the Overland rally, I'm hard pressed not to take a shower in the morning now. Get this pulled down. This will be in service here pretty soon. Just like that, we're packed up and ready to head out. Alright, now we're just cruising. Like I said, we've got I think about 2 miles or so until we're back on the main road. Basically, it looks like all of this side of the trail has been washed out as well, so this is all, it's not super fresh, but definitely newer trail. It's pretty cool area here.
This definitely doesn't seem like a Forest Service trail, though.
I'm almost positive that the trail has been washed out, and this is a trail that somebody built after the washout.
Yeah, I think this whole valley just got like fucking wiped out.
Looks like we're back on the Forest Service.
And the whole thing was just fucking flooded.
Forest Service road now. Alright, well, we're coming back on the main road here pretty shortly, so I'll catch up with you guys when we... Actually, it looks like the main road's right here.
Well, ours is saying go to the left here.
Just leaving Cle Elum.
We made a plan. We're gonna go up towards Whiskey Dick Mountain. We're gonna do a trail up there, kind of sidetrack, go over to the Beehive washout, and then back up towards Lion Rock, as long as we don't run into any locked gates. We drive down to Ellensburg to head up towards the mountains, and then we'll get everything situated when we get there, I guess. We made it to the trailhead. Came to the gate. JT's airing down. I know I always mention it, but these apex valves. Popped all the caps, pulled them, counted to 8, put them back on. So 8 seconds. All the tires are right at 22 psi, minus one's at 23, but we'll call that a technicality. So 32 seconds to air down all 4 tires. So yeah, we're gonna hit this trail. We kind of mapped out some trails. We're gonna go up quite a ways. Then I think we found a side trail to cut us over, and then head back up into Lion Rock for the evening. It's 11:20 right now. Sorry, my camera updated its firmware and it shut its screen off right in the middle of recording. I couldn't tell if it was still recording. I got to change my settings again, I guess. But yeah, so we're gonna cruise up and then take a side trail if we can find it. Head over to Lion Rock for the evening. 11:20 now, so we've got. We figured we'd go for probably 2 hours or so, make some lunch somewhere up top, and then cruise over Lion Rock before dinner time. It's about I think it was like 100 or no, it was 78 miles or something like that total. So we'll see. Trails seems to be somewhat upkept, definitely kind of rocky, bumpy, so we just air down right at the beginning of the trail. I don't want to chance it. We're about 20 minutes down the trail. It's slow going, about 5 to 10 miles an hour since we hit the trail. Nice area, beautiful trees. A lot of it's all like cow land. Basically, half of Eastern Washington is cow grazing areas. Beautiful area. A little bumpy, not terrible. Bumpy enough to where I need to keep up the speed a hair just to smooth out the ride a little bit. I think we're on this trail for about 20 miles, so at least another hour and a half, and then kind of going to be trying to scoot our way across the ridge over to the other side of the mountain area, go up towards Lion Rock. Trail goes along the power lines here. This road is a lot less traveled than the main road. Main road was still a gravel road. But we're just following along the trail that's marked, getting ourselves a massage. Still going about 8 miles an hour. Let's see what JT says here. Man, this is a pretty smooth road, huh? I don't think his radio's working. A couple times I've said something to him and didn't answer, so I asked again, and he said he had already answered me, so I'm not sure. Washington's great. If you're over on the coast, you're basically in a rainforest. You got the mountains, and then the other side of the mountains is basically like completely different scene, you know. So you go over here, get hot as hell. Half this side of the state's a desert, basically. The dirt here, a lot of people call it moon dust. I mean, you just barely disturb it, and it leaves a cloud behind you. It gets on everything, gets in everything. You think something's sealed until you drive down one of these roads, and It's covered in dust. It finds every little nook and cranny to get itself into the inside of the vehicle. Basically like driving through baby powder. Looks like somebody's got a house out here. Kind of interesting there. You guys can see that down there underneath the telephone poles. Interesting. I think JT's radio is dead. He was sitting there trying to talk to me. I could see him moving his walkie-talkie around and nada. Could you hear me at all?
I can hear you. It wasn't letting me talk because my battery was dead.
I say I haven't heard anything you've said since before we hit the power lines.
It's not letting me talk.
Yeah.
I was talking all the time.
Hey, man.
You know how it's got the Asian bitch on it?
Yeah.
It goes, no more charge. No more charge.
Check, check.
Now I can hear you. Yeah, my radio was in some weird mode. I think it might have been me the whole time.
Well, fuck.
All right, going up this hill. We're at we're only at a 7-degree angle. We're up to 13 now. A little loosey-goosey Rockies. Still in rear-wheel drive. Little tire spin. We're about halfway down this trail. Yeah, it's still got quite a bit to go, so we'll keep rolling and catch up with you guys here in a few. Beautiful area here. It's all grass. There's a huge camp spot right there. There's a huge camp spot right there on the left.
Yeah, I mean, that guy could have just pulled right into that camp spot. It's so weird, this isn't even marked on the map at all.
What's not marked? What'd you say isn't marked on the map, JT?
Oh, any of that. None of that was marked as a park or camping or anything.
That's a beautiful area right up here.
Yeah, this is a really nice area.
This is all bear country too. All right, we're back on unmaintained roads. Beautiful area up here in the mountains. No clue what our elevation is right here, but it's we're 5,700 feet, so not terrible. It's right now it's only 73 out, so not bad. It's a huge meadow. definitely just a little bit of trickling water across the road here. I've never been up in this side of Whiskey. This is basically the, what would you call this? The north side of Whiskey Dick Mountain. Yes, Washington, we do have a mountain called Whiskey Dick Mountain. The triggered people haven't found out about it yet, I'd assume. Pull over right here. Oh, JT's right here. Beautiful meadow down there. Gonna kind of limit our stops. We're still quite a ways away. It's
gonna be pretty spectacular at the top.
It's only 1 o'clock, so we got plenty of time. But little camp spot there. I mean, there's camp spots all over the place up here. But we'll probably pull off when we get up to the top and make some lunch. I'll set up the camera then when we start cooking. All right, we just got out of the trees. Now we're on the east side of the mountain. Pretty shortly we're going to be hanging a left here and then heading back into the mountain to get over to
stop and take a picture, dude.
Lion Rock. Yeah, there's a spot right up here I'm going to stop at. Looks like it basically stops at that bluff overlook out here.
Get the drone up.
Oh. What a beautiful area. All right, it's been about 45 minutes since we left the bluff. We've ran into about 10 closed gates, which is always fun. So we're making our way around. My tablet didn't update its route, or I'd show you, but basically we were gonna take this road that cuts across the middle of the green line and shorten it. There was a gate across the road, so now we're just kind of going up and back around, which is a marked trail. It's been a beautiful ride. It's been fairly smooth. We descended like 3,000 feet within 5 minutes. It was about 10% grade down. But we're kind of back on the rise now. It's definitely getting a little warm out. It says it's only 75, but the sun is just beating down. Quite a few nice camp spots along the road here that we've marked. I don't try not to camp right on the road, so not like I'll ever come back, but it's nice to have spots marked just in case down the road. If you want to find a quick spot to get to, basically kind of like right here, just a big camp spot with a fire pit in the middle. I'll catch up with you guys when we get back on the trail that I have marked for us to head over to Lion Rock. We are off the pavement. It is 3:15. We are on the WABDR out of Wenatchee going, I guess, technically south-ish, technically west, southwest maybe, headed towards Ellensburg. We're basically going to go up to the Beehive washout. We're going to go up to Lion Rock, and then we'll stay the night up at Lion Rock as long as there's some open spots. And then tomorrow we'll basically come back this way. I may ditch JT in the morning and go back down to Ellensburg, so it's only a 2-hour drive versus a 4-hour drive, but we'll see. Got an ATV going 100 miles an hour.
Fucking side-by-sides.
Nobody likes side-by-sides in the overland community. It's basically them versus us. They're getting all the trails.
Slow down one bit, dude.
They're getting all the trails shut down. Luckily, Washington State has caught on, and they've been banning side-by-sides, like I said yesterday. A lot of the national forest roads have signs that state there's no side-by-sides or ATVs allowed. I had a buddy 2 years ago up on Stampede Pass cruising same direction we were, and he was coming around a corner, and a side-by-side came around the corner sideways and totaled his truck up on the trail. Just head-on collision in the middle of the trail. Guy didn't slow down, he was going 50, 60 miles an hour around a corner. Just blows my mind. We're almost up to Beehive Reservoir. Actually, it's literally right up here. So, not sure if JT's going to want to stop there or not, but if so, I'll get the camera out when we. Did you want to stop at the reservoir or just keep going?
Keep going.
Reservoir is down here. They've got kind of like a park down there you can eat at. I don't know if you can camp down there or not. I've only driven down there one time, but you can walk around the lake. It's a huge reservoir up here. I'm sure it's had its hand in saving many acres of forest up here. Seems like there's a wildfire that rips through here every couple years. But I'll jump back on when we get up to the washout and throw the drone up and go across there, and I'll see you guys then. All right, we've pulled off on our first little pull off here. About halfway up to Beehive. This is our beautiful view from up here. Slight breeze, I think it's like 75 degrees, so it's like just about perfect. On to the next view spot. right, JT and I just finished Beehive washout. I've only gone this way through it one time, the other way probably 5 or 6 times. It's always been worse going this direction, but it felt like it was a lot worse this year than it has been in prior years. I used to tell people you could do that thing in a Prius, but I think you got to be up to at least a Subaru to get through that. But I'm sure you'll see the drone footage. The drone kept jumping from my truck to JT's vehicle, and then about almost to the end, it lost connection to my controller somehow, so it decided to start flying back the wrong direction. So if I leave that in the video, that's why the drone ended up taking off the other direction. Then I went above us and it was fine, but that was a little sketchy, especially since you can't see, like 10 feet in front of this truck over the hood and the hood scoop and everything, or the hood bulge, I guess is what people call it. But we're heading down now out of the Beehive area, and we're heading up to Lion Rock. I think it's about a 20-30 minute drive from here, so we'll catch up when we get a little bit closer. This is all just kind of just dirt road, so it's nothing spectacular on this part of the trail, so we'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Cruising down the absolutely ravished area that the fires knocked out a couple years back. All these dead trees. Came across a motorbiker, had a nail in his tire. It's an adventure bike. I think it must have been a tube tire because he had his whole rear wheel assembly off the rig and had his sprocket off, and stopped and asked if he needed help. He said he thinks he has everything he needs, and all he asked for is a beer, and I don't drink, so he asked if the trail was any worse or better ahead from where he was, and I didn't look at my map, so I told him he was only about a half hour away from half hour away from Lion Rock, but I am looking now and we're about halfway there, so he's got about an hour and a half before he gets there. But said he should be good in a couple of hours. He's just taking a break. He had found a spot in the shade. It's 75 up here, not terrible. Feels good in the shade, a little bit brutal in the sun, but we're just cruising. JT's right behind me, driving in my moon dust cloud. Might take a side trek up here. There's a trail up here somewhere that we went to 5 or 6 years ago. 5 years ago, I guess, right after I got my truck. Goes way up on a bluff. I'll see if I can find it and see if JT wants to go up and take a look. If not, we'll just head to camp. It's 4:30 right now, so we're getting still got a couple hours before dinner time, so we got plenty of time to explore. And then tomorrow we decided we're going to drop down the other side and go into Liberty, and then we'll figure out where from there we're going to go, if anything, if he's just going to head straight over to Wenatchee or if I'm going to head home from there. We'll see. All right, we're getting closer, obviously, to Lion Rock. It's just hit 5 o'clock. JT's right behind me. Kind of been cruising. Hit some pretty messed up sections of the trail. None of this stuff is groomed, or none of this stuff is kept up on. So we passed a Honda Odyssey with the front bumper hanging off. Had one motorcycle going the same direction past us, and then 3 motorcycles going the opposite direction passing us. But I don't have camp in my GPS per se. I'm just going off of the trail, so I don't know exactly how long, but I think we got a half hour, 40 minutes left until we're at camp. So we're just cruising. I'll beautiful area minus all the dead trees. I'll get this back out when we get a little bit closer to camp. All right, just got up Lion Rock. We got here like 2 minutes ahead of time, right as we pulled up to the spot. Like a group of 6 rigs pulled up right behind us. So we got the primo spot up here. As soon as I got here, a dash thing came on and said that I had to service my 4-wheel drive, which tells me that quite often. Wonderful Chevy problems. But it wouldn't let me shift out of 4 low. And luckily I carry my Snap-on scanner with me all the time and scanned it, and I had a transfer case code for clutch, transfer case clutch, reaction wrong, something, cleared it, and it shifted right out of 4 low. So luckily that was an easy fix. Just kind of debating. You can see a mountain off in the distance here. The wind is coming straight at us from the mountain, so I don't know if I want to park. That way. I might turn so I can get a side view of it and just deal with the wind. We'll see. I'll catch up with you guys here in a few. It's 5:45 exactly, so got here right before dinner time, which is nice. Beautiful day. Wind is definitely picking up, more so than it was just a few minutes ago. So we'll see. JT, it sounds like he may not want to stay up here with the wind, so it was pretty gnarly last night as well. But that's basically what you get when you camp right on a bluff. No matter where you're at, you're always going to have some wind issues. So then all the lower spots in the trees were already taken, which was kind of garbage, but it is what it is. Alright guys, I have not been great about doing videos today. I basically took a video right when we pulled into camp and then did a bunch of drone shots and time lapses. But it's 9:56, so we're turning in for the night. JT's making a snack. I'm about to make a snack of some sort, I don't know yet. And then I'm going to watch a little bit of a movie and then head to bed. Tomorrow we're in absolutely no rush. We're basically going to drop down into Liberty, and then I'll probably split off when we hit the highway. JT's got plans on Wenatchee all weekend. I'm probably just going to head home. I was going to maybe camp another night, but I not feeling it. So good morning. We went to bed late last night. I think I made a video before I went to sleep. JT and I talked yesterday, decided we weren't going to get up early and pack up first thing in the morning, so we waited till 7:15 instead of 7:05. Beautiful morning. Wind was whipping pretty good all night last night. Not a constant wind either. It was just every few minutes there was a big gust of wind. I slept through most of it. JT City woke up a million times last night, but it's kind of what you get for sleeping on a bluff here. You guys can see a mountain over here in the distance. It's where we watched the sunset last night. It should have been a time lapse before this point in the video.
The all the cliffs over here are pretty awesome in the morning. I mean, they're awesome all the time, but got most of my outside stuff picked up. I just gotta pack up the tent really quick, and then we're gonna hit the trail in a little while. We're gonna go back on the Wabder for a few minutes, and then take a trail down into Liberty. It's an old mining town. I'll take some video clips as we're driving through there, and then I think when we hit the highway, JT's gonna head over to Wenatchee, and I'm gonna start heading towards home. Talked to my kids last night. They want me home, so I'm not gonna stay out an extra night. Just gonna head out and get cleaned up when I get home. But yeah, I'll set you guys up, and I'll get the tent and everything put down, and we'll hit the road. I've had a few people reach out to me what I use for pooping. Luggable loo. Takes up a lot of space, so I might buy one of the collapsible toilets down the road here. But I get too many Charlie horses to try to squat over a hole in the ground. Last thing I need is my legs to freeze up and me falling in my poop hole. That was a bad idea. I always forget to put these vents down. I already did the other side this morning. All right, everything's packed up. We're just about ready to go. I'm gonna rearrange my inside real quick so I can get access to what I need on the way home. It's kind of a jumbled mess right now after that wonderful trail yesterday. I think I might stop by the self-service car wash on the way home and get a lot of this pressure washed off before I get all the way home, but we'll see. This is one of my favorite camping spots. That's easy to get to, and I'm like 2.5 hours from my house, so I can't complain. We're gonna head down into Liberty, and we'll see how that road goes. JT did not air down yesterday, so he did that whole garbage Wabder with full tire pressure, so I'm sure it was a lot worse for him than it was for me. I used to chance it with not airing down, but I can't do that anymore. I just air down if the trail looks like it's going to be a little rough. It's worth it for me to just spend the extra few minutes and air down and air back up when we're all done with the trail, even if it's for a short distance. Yeah, my phone's telling me to take a left right here. I don't see a trail though. Looks like it's a walking trail, not a driving trail.
Yeah, I think that's a motorcycle trail.
forest is finally starting to regrow after, I don't remember, I'll have to look up when the fire that ripped through here was. I think it was like 7 or 8 years ago. First time I came through here was 5 years ago, and there was like almost no green. The new trees had kind of just sprouted up. It's amazing how nature can just revitalize itself like that. The fire destroyed all the big trees, but it got all these new trees growing, all the bushes. All that stuff always amazes me. Everything is dead as far as you can see. There's not a single tree that's more than 4 feet tall here, 4 or 5 feet tall, that's alive. Everything's, I mean, it wiped out this entire forest. Couldn't imagine coming through here and right after it happened. But all these trees, they fall down. If you guys don't watch like Dirt Lifestyle, Nate did like usually the first group of people that come through the Wabder, especially this section, you basically spend 3 or 4 days cutting down trees that fell in the wintertime between the snow load, and I'm sure that they just are slowly rotting from the inside out. And the wind that comes through here in the fall and wintertime and springtime, just hundreds and hundreds of trees that they've got to cut out of here. I think Nate, his last time he did it last year or 2 years ago, they spent like 2 days and they went like half a mile or a mile just because of how many trees they had to cut down off the trail. All right, we're on the downward road going down to Liberty. Right in this area is where, if you guys watched one of my past videos, JT and I tried coming up to Lion Rock from both directions and we got stuck with snow. Right around here somewhere is where we turned around when we came up through Liberty the last time. I think right about where I'm at is where we turned around when we tried coming up here.
It feels real familiar.
All right, guys, you know the drill. Time to air up. All right, just like that. 8 minutes on my camera. I'm sure I'll cut that down a little bit, but pulled over, do a video, air up my tires, pack everything away, hit the road. I was hoping we'd drive through Liberty, but we actually came out. Liberty is down this road. It dropped us out of the outside of Liberty, so we will not be driving through the town of Liberty, but I'll catch you guys here in a few. All right, we just stayed at Liberty Cafe. JT, how was your food? He got an omelet and it had a sliced pre-packaged sliced American cheese in it, and they gave him a packet of guacamole for it. I got toast. It had no butter on it. Living that van life. Liberty Cafe, would not recommend. All right, we're gonna head to Cle Elum, get some fuel. I'm less than a quarter tank of fuel. JT's gonna head over to Wenatchee for his conference all weekend, and I'm gonna head home and see my kids and my wife. I'll catch you guys probably on the freeway at some point. All right, guys, just got home. Time to unload, upload 3 days worth of videos, and get the truck cleaned up. Hang out with the kids before nap time, get some lunch, and relax for the weekend. I'll link all pertinent information down in the description. Don't forget to check out Etsy store, and check me out on Instagram, Upper Left Adventures. Until the next one, hopefully in a couple weeks, I'll see you guys then.